Ideas flow like river streams, building bridges with our teams, pitching plans and making waves. In this game we all stay brave. Rise and shine, ever rise and shine. Entrepreneurs answer the call. With the network hand in hand, Amber UTech Launchpad stand.
Welcome to the Amber UTech Launchpad competition, broadcasting from the Amber Group studios in Kingston. Today, 4 VIP champions of the business world will decide the fate of rising entrepreneurs competing for a chance to be accepted in the Amber UTech Launchpad. I'm Prince Graham Haynes, your host. The Amber UTech Launchpad pitching competition is an exciting initiative designed to identify and nurture the next generation of innovative entrepreneurs in Jamaica. This competition brings together some of the brightest minds with groundbreaking ideas across various industries, offering them a platform to showcase their startups and receive valuable support to propel their ventures to success. Now sit comfortably in your chairs and get ready to evaluate our young entrepreneurs alongside our esteemed panel of judges. Speaking of judges, it is my pleasure to introduce Dushyant Savadia, founder and CEO of Amber Group, the fastest growing technology conglomerate in Jamaica. His name is synonymous with innovation, passion, and tireless commitment to driving positive change for our country. Dr. Kevin Brown, president of the University of Technology Jamaica, who has over 10 years of experience in the aerospace industry. Michael McNaughton, managing director of the Amber Group, who has huge experience as stockbroker and investment consultant. Jacinth Hall Tracy, who has led the growth, expansion, and transformation of Lasco Financial Services Limited for the past 20 years, a company which began as a cash disbursement remittance service in 2004, is now a key industry player in the remittance, payment, cambio, and microloan industry. In our studio today is Rochelle Gordon, pitching Pegway.
I am Rochelle. I am the founder of the upcoming digital platform called Pegway, which aims to bridge your home project needs with expertise. We vet tradesmen and we put them on this online platform. We present them to customers, and customers, they have the ability to leave online reviews, post pictures of their work, and so forth. So we really want everyone to win, right? So it's more on, it was born out of this entrepreneurial spirit of the need of wanting to help others win. So my advice to young entrepreneurs, even if it's just a business idea you have, just start and surround yourself with as much inspiration as possible.
Please help me welcome Rochelle Gordon, pitching Pegway.
Hello everyone, I am Rochelle and I am the founder of Pegway, the upcoming digital platform which aims to bridge your home expertise, your home project needs with expertise. Now, how many of you guys ever struggle to find a repair guy to fix an appliance?
Every day. I need something is hard to get.
Or perhaps you're wanting to do some renovations or minor repairs to your home, but you just could not find the right guy. Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, then you're like Cheryl. You see, for the past few months, Cheryl has been struggling to find someone to fix her leaky roof. And every time she hires somebody to fix it, she ends up disappointed and out of pocket, having to deal with unreliable, dishonest workmen. Now I want to talk about Jermaine for a second. You see, Jermaine grew up watching and helping out his father do various jobs on construction sites, and this inspired him to earn his certification in building and construction. Mission accomplished. But you see, Jermaine is very ambitious. He also decided to take it a step further. He wants to go to college, but his parents don't have it to support him financially. So he says, you know what? I am going to use the skill that I have to earn the money to send myself to college. But there is another but. He's struggling to find clients. That's where Pegway comes in. So Jermaine creates his Pegway account, he's vetted, and his profile is up and running. Now remember Cheryl. Cheryl, she signs up on the app too as a customer. And she comes across Jermaine's profile and the stellar reviews. She's sold. So she books his services. Jermaine gets the job done perfectly. Cheryl is thrilled. The roof is finally fixed just in time for the hurricane season. And as for Jermaine, the money that he earns through Pegway helps him with college expenses. So Pegway ensures that Jamaicans like Cheryl no longer have to worry about being let down by unreliable workmen. And hardworking, trustworthy, ambitious tradesmen like Jermaine no longer have to worry about making ends meet. So Pegway is still in the ideation phase, and we aim to target homeowners, Airbnb hosts, interior designers, just to name a few. So we did our market validation. We conducted surveys with the target market as well as tradesmen. And one key finding which really solidified the need for a digital platform like this one was that more than 75% of our respondents, they heavily relied on word of mouth to form connections. So that's both the customers and tradesmen. So this brings me to our competitive analysis. So as it turns out, word of mouth is actually one of our biggest hitters, right? Followed by local contractors and the Gleaner classifieds. But the thing is, you see, with the local contractors, it can be quite costly, especially for the average person who is just looking to get a small job done. And as it relates to word of mouth and those ads in the newspaper, there really is no proper screening. Anybody can put an ad in the newspaper, and anybody can tell you anything because they're trying to help their friend get a work. Or as we say in Jamaican tradesman terms, help them friend get a little roast. So the unfair advantage that Pegway has is that tradesmen are vetted before they are presented on the platform to customers. And customers, they have the ability to leave online reviews and post pictures and videos of their work. Another competitive advantage we have would be our payment system. So one shared pain point that was frequently highlighted in our data analysis was an issue of payment. So customers, they've shared with us that in the past, they would have paid a workman to do a certain job and he just run off with the money without completing the job or doing it to perfection. And we also had tradesmen who said that in the past, they have done the work and the customers took forever to pay them or just didn't pay any at all. So what happens is all payments will be done through the app. The money is held in escrow, and when work is complete, the client's payment is transferred to the tradesman minus our commission. So the revenue model is it's heavily commission based. However, we seek to generate additional revenue through ads and an e-commerce shop. We're also looking to advertise through various mediums such as social media, billboards, radios, and we're also seeking to establish multiple partnerships with local trade schools and local hardware supply stores. Lastly, our ultimate goal is to become the leading platform in Jamaica for home project services within the next 3 years. And by year 6, we're looking to expand to the wider Caribbean, having at least 18,000 registered tradesmen using the app and at least 120,000 registered customers, and bringing in an annual net revenue of no less than 100 million Jamaican dollars. So what we're seeking from Amber UTech is the business support and coaching, as well as the tech expertise to build this software. Thank you.
Let me go first.
Sure.
First of all, great presentation. I love your vibes. I love your energy. For me, products are products, but the person behind the product is equally important.
Yes.
So you've come across very strong. You're confident. You have got a great vibe. I think as an entrepreneur, if you came to sell me anything, I would buy it from you.
Thank you.
You've got a very trust, and you reflect trust. You reflect integrity. You reflect good character. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges with entrepreneurs when they can't get that across the board. So congratulations on yourself first. You've done fantastic. In terms of your product, I see there is a great fit for this market. I struggle on a daily basis, Dr. Brown. I just, after the hurricane, I had a lot of leakages from the roof in here, and there's a new construction even here. But to find somebody to come in and do a good job, it is difficult. So I think the fit is great. My only big concern is the quality.
The quality.
We trust people to come to our homes. How would you ensure that they're secure? That when they come into somebody's houses, they're not going to steal it. Not going to steal anything. And second, how do you ensure the quality of the labor? Because that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier in the presentation, we would have vetted our tradesmen before we gave them the opportunity.
So when you say vetted, you would ask them to go repair your home first to check if they're doing a good job?
No, we'll even do background checks, get a few references from maybe some teachers or previous clients, stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rochelle, great presentation.
Thank
right?
you.
I agree with Deshant. You have a very good, charming personality for selling your idea. But how novel is it though? Because there are other companies out there offering similar opportunities for tradesmen. In terms of advertising their skills online. So like Island Tradesman, for example, is one. What's the market really like? Tell me about the Jamaican market for this type of idea.
Okay, so that's two questions. You want what the Jamaican market is like and how we differentiate from the other. All right, let me answer the Jamaican market first. So I don't know if you have been observing, but every corner I turn, there's a new development going up. And you'll always need someone to help to maintain your home. And I've been following the news lately, and I remember when the Prime Minister announced the removal of tuition fees from Hartrust NTA, and over 100,000 students registered. So it shows that people are continuously entering into this field, and that people are ambitious and they're willing to work, right? And a second thing, you spoke about how we differentiate. Well, I'm big on social entrepreneurship. That's why I jumped on this opportunity, because I saw that Amber thing kind of aligned with what I wanted to do. And anything that I do, I like it to be a good representation of me. So it's not just about making money. So what we will do is even have workshops for the tradesmen. So they would get more out of it if they signed up with us rather if they were to go to anybody else. Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm convinced, but one thing I would say is in terms of certifying or validating the skills of your tradesmen, you could perhaps partner with Heart, for example, and then create opportunities for their graduates that way. Yeah.
Yes, I did mention that earlier in the presentation when I said we would partner with local trade schools and vocational centers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoying it.
Hi, Rochelle.
Hello.
Very good presentation. It was very clear.
Thank you.
You didn't seem nervous at all. You stood there. Okay, so I have a similar question. I wasn't convinced either that you'd be able to vet the workmen. So my interpretation of vetting is that you're going to validate their skills before you put them on your platform, but that you're not exactly saying you're validating their skills. You're doing their background check for integrity, which is still needed.
Of the vetting process.
I guess it's the rating on the platform that will allow people to eventually validate the skills.
That is true.
Okay, so I wanted to clarify also your commission model. Is it the commission is coming from the payment to the tradesman? You're not asking the customer to pay a subscription or anything?
No, we're asking the customers to pay a subscription. We're taking out a small percentage, so at least 5%. It depends on the intensity of the work, so between 5 to 7%.
Okay. And you came up with the revenues of 100 million.
By year 6.
Eric, by year
6.
6. Okay. So, what is the average cost of the
For a
work?
tradesman?
Yes, the
I
work
will-
that was. What's the work that you're presuming in terms of the service, and then because that has to feed into your assumption for the payment. So, what's the average tradesman job?
On average, it would be $85,000 or even $150,000.
Okay, so these are for large value services then, not your average
not necessarily.
plumber, etc.
So the type of tradesman that we want to attract to our platform is really, it's for home improvement. So of course the plumber, the electrician, the maid, stuff, those types of tradesmen. And I've had the experience with working with them in the past because I manage rental properties for my aunts, so I have an idea of what their invoice looks like.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's for full projects then?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Rochelle, I see you have the ambition to get to like 120,000 customers.
Yes, if we
by
expand
year
to the Caribbean.
6 or something. Tell me about your customer onboarding strategy.
Well, we plan to do a lot of marketing and even going to various, usually the apartments, they have their meetings. If we could even pitch to some property managers, because the maintenance team doesn't really do everything. If you're living in an apartment, their only concern is with the common areas. So, because even the other day we had I knew someone personally, and they were looking for an electrician, and I was like, I was saying, doesn't your property manager, wouldn't they be responsible for that? And they said, no, we're responsible for maintaining everything that goes on within our unit. So we're thinking to also do that when it comes on to advertising, to pitch to various property managers.
Right. And tell me about your model now around material costs versus labor costs. Because when I bring a tradesman in my place, he either goes and he buys material, or he comes and he collects cash to go buy material, or alternatively, I have to follow him to wherever to buy material.
You have the option to buy the material itself, or you can make all payments through the app, and the tradesman can purchase the material for you.
So I would pay through the app
Through
before the
app.
job starts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the first thing we do is, you want a job to be done. First thing you do is like pay a small assessment fee, and the tradesman, they come in and they assess and see what's going on, and then they give you they generate a final invoice on the app.
Okay, and well, my last question is I was going to ask about the assessment, because normally
Yes.
they have to come and
So answer
assess
the
and
question.
determine what needs to be done. So in this case, I'm paying an assessment fee, which is not necessarily our culture. Because the tradesman would basically come and he would tell you this is what it would cost, and you either pay him part to go get material and then pay him the balance when the job is done.
If you decide to go with that particular tradesman, the assessment fees just rolled over into the final cost.
Okay.
And sorry, you've displayed a team. You've got 5 people. Are they all employees of the company?
We're actually a family.
Oh, for the first 4 are families.
Yeah,
sister
no,
and
that's
father
actually
and-
my aunt. Yeah, at the end.
Okay.
Oh, just one quick one. You admitted that word of mouth is your biggest
Biggest, yeah.
challenge in terms of marketing.
Yes.
And just Jamaican culture, I would add, our behaviors in terms of how we find workmen also perhaps is a this is a very new idea for Jamaica, I believe. So are you convinced that you can break through our cultural practice of how we find tradesmen?
Yes, like I said, before I came with this idea, we did validate the market. And while we were doing the surveys, people were very excited to come on board, and we have some workmen that really have a bad rep, and clients, they're more comfortable to know that their payment is secured, so.
Okay. understood.
How will little Rochelle manage these tradesmen? These workers who give so much trouble even to me when them come to my house. Tell me.
Like I said, they're vetted before we put them on the platform.
Okay. you didn't answer his question, buddy.
And I know as an entrepreneur, we have to wear many hats, but we have to, admit when this is not our area. That's why we work in teams. So as you see, I had my dad here. He has over 30 years experience in building and construction, and he works with tradesmen on a daily basis. So
I'm glad you mentioned that, by the way, because that's also encouraging, because that was the other thing, is that where's our expertise in this? But
I think if I can sum up this, Rochelle, and I have only 1 more minute left, but there are other applications with Dr. Brown just showed it to me also. There are other similar applications already online in Jamaica. Not very far from here, there is one organization that operates a website like this where you can find the right category of what you want to look for in terms of worksmen, and then you pay, etc., etc., etc. So while I appreciate there is an existing business which is very similar to your, maybe more, but I think the challenge that you will have is these are all established businesses you're going to go up against. What are you going to do?
okay, these businesses, well, I've done my study, and most of them are contractors, right? And like I said, the contractors can be very costly, and they don't undertake small projects, and some of them, they tend to pad the bill.
So your philosophy is make it affordable?
Yes.
Make it like a mass market sort of a solution.
That's
Great, thank you so
correct.
much, Rochelle, for your time. Fantastic.
you.
Great.
Thank you.
Well done. I think this nothing wrong. Yes, there are already 2-3 apps existing. There are businesses doing it, but I think the market is so big.
Yeah, it's big.
The amount of laborers that are available is so big that with the right marketing that we can push for her. See, I didn't even know what app you're talking about.
Didn't know them. I know they exist, but I didn't know the names.
I don't know the name. I've never seen them before anywhere. But the point is, I think there is room for another.
Correct. No.
This can be a niche market, but she says she's targeting mostly contractors, and that's why her basic payment was as high as 85,000. Because I thought it was just the average household.
But that's what we can refine with her with time.
Yeah.
We can see we have to cater to every market.
Yeah.
Because Jamaica is so small that if you don't cater to the entire 3 million population, you're never going to make money.
Yeah.
Correct. But I think the opportunity also is that you have lots of disgruntled customers who've had really bad experiences with tradesmen. If she can find tradesmen who deliver, turn up on time, they're civil in their behavior, the quality of the work is amazing, and that word gets out that look, if the tradesmen on this site are decent, they're good, they deliver.
And they
Fantastic comment.
your problem properly.
Yes.
But that's also a challenge.
Estimates the amount of.
Before they even know what.
All right, guys, thank you. Thank you for the time.
I had so much energy, and I just needed to let all of that out, all my enthusiasm and the passion that I have for making this business come to life and just helping other people, because I really like to help people. It's not just about the money. I like to see everybody winning. So the customers win, the tradesmen win, and we win too. The biggest surprise for me was the shot. I was not expecting that reaction at the end of my presentation, or when I just started, when he just raised his hand and was like, me, I usually have a problem with this and that. It kind of threw me off guard, and I'm like, it really boosted my confidence actually.
Next in Amber Studio is Raquel Royal with her project RSR Agency.
My name is Raquel Royal, and the name of my business, well, soon to be business, is RSR Agency. So RSR Agency is a local and overseas employment agency. How my agency will be different is that the accessibility would be there in terms of like when persons pick up the phone, they can get through to someone, the customer service will be there, easy access, the convenience will be there because persons can go on the website in the middle of the night, just to browse through, because most of these agencies, they don't have like a proper website, they have a phone number, but they don't really have a phone number, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, you pick up the phone, you try to call, you cannot get through. You know, even if you want to ask one simple question, is like you have to leave from Falmouth, go over to, you know, the other side of the world. Yes, there are a lot of agencies here in Jamaica, but they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Please help me welcome to Amber Group studio, Raquel Royal with her project RSR Agency.
Hello everyone, my name is Raquel Royal, and I'll be presenting to you RSR Agency, Your Future, Our Mission. What is RSR Agency? It is a local and overseas employment agency, but not just that. We'll be offering additional services such as visa application, business registration, work permit, and other sort of services along that line. Now, as you can see, I started this exactly on August 13, 2023, exactly at 11:30 p.m. You might be asking yourself why? Because I get tons of messages every single day, complaints about agencies not doing their work, you know, poor accessibility. They have a phone, but they don't have they have a phone number, but they don't have a phone, if you understand what I'm saying. You're calling them, you're not getting through to them, you know, the convenience, it's not there, you know, they don't have a proper website. Well, not all of them even have a website per se. And I do get like a lot of complaints on a day-to-day basis. So for example, someone said, I got scammed 1800 US plus. I had buy my visa voucher and they took my passport, and it was a legit program at the time. So therefore, that agency was a registered, listed agency on the Ministry of Labor and Social Security website, but yet still, they were still scamming persons, right? A lot of persons still complaining, saying that, hey, it's a friend thing, they look in the face too much. You know, they give you a lot of runaround, right? So what RSR will do differently is that the convenience will be there. We'll be customer focused. We will communicate effectively with our candidates or employers. We'll be transparent and upfront about everything. We'll not leave you in the dark. And of course, no friend thing. We will, you know, be fair in selecting the right candidates, the right candidates for the job. Not to mention, along with that, how RSR Agency will be better than the other agency is that we aim for quality over quantity. Alongside with that, of course, we know that persons love, you know, a little sweetness, so we will offer incentives for like referrals, tell a friend, bring a friend. Again, we aim for customer service, not just a one-time transaction thing, right? Along with that, we will offer we will offer additional services such as, again, as mentioned before, visa application, business registration. Persons can have access to the website where they have access to free resources, step-by-step AI videos. A consultation space will be there, job board, and of course, we want to invest in like an AI resume and cover letter builder, more like an ATS-friendly resume and cover letter builder, because employers are now using an applicant tracking system where they can't bother to sit down and, you know, go through the resumes manually because they receive thousands of resumes on a day-to-day basis. We will go ahead and target persons between 18 to 55 years old, persons who have traveled on various overseas work program, and persons who have never traveled on various overseas work program. We will also target persons from the Caribbean, Latin America, and persons who are looking to use an affordable AI resume and cover letter builder. Now, again, there is a list of agencies on the Ministry of Labor and Social Security website that persons can go onto that website to look at the approved agencies, right? Each and every year, the list is being updated because based on, you know, the agencies are renewing their license to operate. But of course, even if they don't renew it on time, these agencies still operate under the quiet just the same. How will we acquire our customers and employers? We will do all sorts of marketing, influencer marketing, Google Ads, attending job expos, partner with educational institution offering referral program, cold outreach, and of course investing in SEO, search engine optimization. Now, meet the team. The team will be just me for now. Eventually, yes, it will be, we will expand. I will, look to seek for other persons, to get on board to join me. I am only 24 years old. I am currently pursuing a course at UTech, civil engineering. You might be asking yourself why I am standing here presenting about an agency while, pursuing a civil engineering course. Well, truth be told, this is something that I am passionate about, and I am actually reconsidering if I should continue pursuing the course. Some key metrics that we will go ahead and track will be acquisition, retention, bookings, revenue, activation, and to date I have made like half a mil, and I invested $0.00 into this. Again, I just only shared my WhatsApp group link on Facebook. I didn't use Instagram, I didn't use TikTok, I didn't hire anyone, none of that sort. And I only offered 2 services, which is the resume, cover letter, and visa application. Now, this is a success story from a DOM rep national. She attained her H-2B and H-4 visa for herself and her son. She mentioned that she has been trying for years and it is really expensive in her country. And she thanked me publicly in the WhatsApp group that I operate. Some potential challenges that the business might encounter will be like the website being down, performance problem, and of course removing the fear that this agency might be another scam. How will we mitigate this? By conducting weekly maintenance for the website and showcasing more reviews in order to build trust. What do RSR Agency require from Amber? The mentorship, marketing and advertising, office space, because in order to operate as an agency, you need a physical office space. The connection, pretty much that is what is needed. So in conclusion, RSR Agency aims to increase customer satisfaction by efficiently and competitively providing quality services. And let's build a strong pipeline of employers and candidates, ensuring a steady flow of business and successful job placements.
Thank you so much, Raquel. First question to you for me is, I'm a little lost. I think you mentioned quite a lot of services there. Mm-hmm. There is resume, there is visa, and then you went on to something else. Can you just define for me the 5 key things that you will actually service?
All right, so the business, work and travel aspect to over US, Canada aspect, and we'll do like the resume, the cover letter, because applicants do need the resume. So I'll be offering that visa application, visitor visa applications, whether to US, Canada, UK, and so forth. Along with that, we will cater to work permit for foreign nationals who are here in Jamaica, like the Chinese who are here in Jamaica, business registration, TCC.
So what is the digitalization in this?
All right, so the website. We need a fully functional AI-operated website, right? Typically, especially the AI resume and cover letter builder, so that I do resume manually, and it takes up too much time out of my day, right?
But there are so many AI tools already free of cost doing that.
Yeah, you have Resume Nerd and Resume.io, but the subscription fee, not everyone wants to pay a subscription fee, but our pricing will be, different. Our pricing will be different, and it will be affordable. It will be affordable because everyone will always complain about pricing, but if they have no option, no other choices, they will still utilize their service. Once you offer good customer service, persons will still utilize you.
Right. I guess that's my challenge with this. It all sounds very familiar. I'm trying to think, okay, what's unique about it? Because even the support for visa, that space is a bit crowded, I would argue. Work and travel. We have lots of UTech students who go on work and travel, and there are lots of agents out there trying to get them on board. So I'm not sure how you're going to differentiate yourself from the rest of the market.
I know there's tons of, again, there's a list, right? I know that there's tons of agencies out there who are actually competing in the same space, but again, these agencies, they don't set the right expectations with you. They sell you a dream, and of course, it leaves the candidates to complain, to seek to other agency. They jump from agency to agency. They always asking like, does anybody know a good agency that they can go to? Because, this agency always giving them the runaround, they don't really communicate with you properly. They have a front desk receptionist. She have too much attitude. And, there are tons of those things that persons complain about on a day-to-day basis. And of course, RSR Agency will be different in a sense because persons can rely on me to get the services done. You don't have to keep calling and say, hey, where are you at now with my application? You're trying to call me and you're not getting through to me. So persons will have access to the website. For example, like a progress tracking tool where for any selected services, they'll be able to, keep on track with whatever services that they selected. Again, the work and travel aspect.
We got the gist. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to congratulate you because you did indicate that you started in 2023, August.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
August 13, near midnight.
Yes.
And you've so far earned $500,000.
Yes.
So, of these various services that you offer, which generated the most revenue for you?
I'll say the resume and cover letter. Again,
So do you want to focus in that area rather than work and travel?
No, I want to spread. I don't want to zero down too much. I want to have access to other. I want person to have access to other services, not just the resume and cover letter.
Okay.
Well, Raquel, let me follow the line of argument of Jason and congratulate you. A lot of times entrepreneurs sit down and waiting for the partner to come in and give them funding. You hit the road running and you're earning your money.
You're right.
Right?
Yes,
And that is
$0
worthy
invested.
of congratulations.
Absolutely.
And
$0
Right?
invested.
And you're doing it alone because as your deck said, it's all about you at this point in time.
Yes.
I don't know anything about the space, right? But I think just listening to you, it sounds like it's a nice business for you.
Yes, it is.
And it will grow,
Yes.
and you will bring in a couple more people. But I don't necessarily see it as a business that can scale to the extent where you can bring in an investor, right? And they are sitting with you, benefiting from the growth in the business.
Okay.
That is my initial reaction. As I say, I don't really know the space and what the demand that is out there for these types of services. But I'm commending you. Obviously you want to move away from, you writing the resumes on your computer and, embracing technology. And a partner may assist you to do that.
I think
Right,
so.
but I don't necessarily see it as a business where you need a partner who is going to come and sit with you and grow with you and share your profits with you.
But I have a quick question for her though, Michael, because
Yes.
again, congrats on the earnings you've made so far. I'm curious though, how did you find those customers?
Again, recommendation, because these persons, they recommend. All right, so initially I shared my WhatsApp group link on Facebook. That was the only social media platform I shared my WhatsApp group link, and person just start joining the group. That's just it. And I get recommendations from other person. They tell their friend about me, about my services, and they're saying that they're comfortable with me, and I get a lot of positive feedback, a lot of positive reviews on a day-to-day basis about the services that I offer. And that's just how I attained.
Great. Thank you so very much, Raquel. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Yes.
Good job.
Very interesting.
Well, I think I love the fact that she's standing
passionate.
up for herself and she's going ahead and doing something fabulous all by herself. I think I have a challenge with the digitalization of it.
I didn't see
It's very little or nothing. It's more of a referral-based help me and kind of a thing. I'm not sure how digitalizing will scale the business in what area.
How will it assist her with visa applications and stuff? It's just a website she would need. That's all she needs. A website with a presence to tell people about her skills.
Perhaps I think, Michael, what we should do in this case is just donate this website to her and let her carry on her personal entrepreneurial
that's
journey.
why I said.
I should put some chat GPT plugin on it or something to help.
Yeah, that's why I said. I mean, she obviously can benefit from a partner helping her with her technology, but not a partner in the business. I don't see that.
This is her.
Yeah, the business is all her.
Cool, right? I think Dr. Brown, best way to help on that would be to just build a website for her, give it to her, and let her carry on with her journey. Let her scale, see how she does digitally, and then perhaps we can look at a different approach at that point. But thank you.
That'd be great, by the way. She's a UTech student, so that'd be a great support for her.
And more importantly for me, I love the passion of individuals who are studying and yet at the same time trying to build something for themselves and for the nation also, which is good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that this need still exists for people who want agency to do their resumes and stuff. So that's good. She found a niche.
She found a niche. It's just whether it's a big enough niche for us to, as an investor, is there enough in there for us?
Correct.
But for her, absolutely, it's a nice little.
Individually, yes. And I would encourage her to continue to study and build the business on the side.
Absolutely.
All right, so to be honest, with the pitch, I was nervous. It's my first time presenting on a stage in front of other people. Not much of a public speaker, so improvement is there, improvement is required. But the pitch, it was okay to me in my opinion, but I guess, one of the judges, they didn't see it fit because based on the area, they're thinking that it's too much competition. But at the end of the day, I strongly believe that my services stand out of all the other competitors, in my opinion, and the best is yet to come.
Next in Amber Group studio is Okino Johnson pitching Apollo Investigative Solutions.
So my name is Okino Johnson. My business is Apollo Investigative Solutions. So we're an investigations company. We're hoping to take on all sorts of investigations. At this time, we're focusing on accident investigations, and we've developed an app, or a system, I should say, that we believe will assist insurance companies and the wider public in terms of accident investigation and report and claiming. Apollo Investigative Solutions will definitely be technology-based. We're looking to move away from more archaic means of doing investigations. We want to be that kind of institution where everything is done through technology and not just reliant on probably word of mouth or the traditional means of investigation.
Please help me welcome Mr. Okino Johnson pitching Apollo Investigative Solutions.
Hello everyone.
Hello, how are you?
Not doing too bad. All right. 20 folks, imagine 2 men living in the country, leaving Kingston heading home. Both men are somewhat tired, it's raining, and it's night. Both men have an accident. The first man tries to call 119. Because of his condition, he was unable to finish that call. Second man had the ability to use a button. With that button, he was able to get all the assistance that he needed on time and save his life. The first man wasn't so lucky. We don't have to imagine anymore. I'd like to introduce to you Active Safeguard, an accident investigation system. The problem is twofold. On one hand, we have the insurance companies. The other, we have the insureds. Fraud, a major pain point for insurance companies for the past number of years. Also insufficient data as it relates to making decisions, as also heavily reliant on eyewitness accounts. For the insured, other persons tend to forget their responsibilities as an accident scene. Reporting the accidents are somewhat tedious, as also the claims process can be very, very lengthy. Our solution: 1, we are streamlining accident reporting. 2, improving emergency coordination, as also enhancing fraud detection within the sector. Our solution also provides a unique marketing position, rapid integration, simple user adoption, and for once a proactive approach. Our target market: insurance companies. At this time, we have 10 major players. With these 10 major players coming on board, we'd have access to 99% of road users at this time. Also, the emergency services that will come on board and also supplement the whole entire process of formulating the actual platform. At this time, we're in dialogue with 2 major insurance companies, and they are very interested in what we have to offer. and they're waiting for us just to have the entire system completed, and then they have further discussions with their board for us to proceed. As you can see by the numbers here, the resources are also readily available for us to onboard these services to make the platform a reality. Competitive landscape. Gentlefolks will be trailblazers. As it relates to our comprehensiveness and our new approach, we're the only persons that offer anything like this at this time. All right? Our immediate competitors will be traditional accident reporting methods as also insurance company websites. Our business model is very simple. We're looking through subscription. We'll be having also ad revenue, as also emergency services being onboarded, as also in-app purchases and also transactions. According to market strategies, is very simple. Direct marketing. So we go to the insurance companies, we go to the emergency services, have them onboarded, and that's how we will proceed. Our team at this time comprises of myself, Mr. Zachary Hardin, Mr. Kwame Garden, and Ms. Celeste Lang. All right, our key metrics and milestones. At this time, we have passed 2, our conceptualization and our mock-up, and with Amber coming on board, we would also satisfy the remaining 2 spaces. Within the first year, we're hoping to have at least 60% of the market share as it relates to users who would have our apps readily available to them. All right, with everything we do, there are risks and there are challenges. There's also the opportunity to mitigate these risks also. Copycats through copyright and high technology integration, as also artificial intelligence backing our system, we'll be able to kind of fight off these kind of threats that we might have. Insurance companies might not be sold on the idea initially. That's fine. At that point, we go to the end user, which is the customer. Delayed market entry, we mitigate this by acquisition of investors. Call to action, we're seeking 3 things: app development, launch and marketing, and also mentorship. In conclusion, I'd like to leave 3 things with you. 1, Access Safeguard will positively disrupt the industry. 2, Access Safeguard will aggressively combat insurance fraud within the sector. And 3, Access Safeguard will streamline the accident reporting and investigation systems within Jamaica, the Caribbean, and eventually the world. I want to thank you so much for your time. My name is Okino Johnson. This is my company, Apollo Investigative Solutions.
Thank you very much, Okino. My first question is, I'm not very clear on the monetization side, because you said ad revenue, everybody's trying to sell ads, but companies are not interested to sell ads. If you came to me as a app like this, well, you might have 20,000 customers, 10,000 customers, the eyeball is too low, versus I place an ad which is going to be so cheap and I can get 100,000 customers looking at my ad in 5 seconds. So,
understood.
So your monetization strategies, can you explain that? How are you going to make money apart from the ad?
Okay, well, subscription. So we'd have the insurance companies come on board, they'll pay a subscription to us. We'd have the actual system whiteboarded for them. So for example, Amber Insurance Company come to us, we'll say, okay,
That's
Amber.
a good idea, thank you. I'll start there.
I'm happy to help. So Amber coming in now with us would have the whole thing whiteboarded. They'll come in, pay a subscription to us. We will be the ones to monitor everything for them. So when their customers or their insured has an accident, we do everything for them.
Why would they pay though? Because all the insurance companies have third-party investigators, all the companies, I mean, these are not new companies, they're established for decades now.
And that's a very, very good question, Deshant, and I'm glad you asked that. So you see, what's happening now is the investigation system now are very archaic. So we're using high technology integration now to change the whole landscape of it. So with this now, decisions will be made faster, shorter processing time, as also many other benefits with
you mentioned
up to life.
AI a few times, but I don't understand what is the use case of AI in this.
AI, okay, so for example, there's an accident. How we'll do it is that within the app itself, you'll be able to take pictures of your car. Then we have a 3D image generated, right? So from start to finish, we'll be able to make better decisions as it relates to the type of damages. Persons not making false claims. We'll say, okay, but based on our system, is it a machine of what you're saying, right? So that's how AI will come into the space there.
But I guess the insurance companies still require a physical verification of the cars.
Most definitely, and we will not be foregoing that part, but we're enhancing the already available system.
So I want to go back to your SOS button, because initially I thought you're going to pitch a kind of rescue app, right? That right. You know, if I have an accident and I'm able to reach to my phone, I
Right.
can pull the app out and press the red button,
Right.
and it will pick up my location, and the emergency services arrive.
Yes, sir.
But then as it went on, that's not quite what I got.
All right. That's a very good question, sir. Thank you so much for asking that. So what is happening is we are looking to protect the end user, which is the insured, from start to finish. So for example, you're in an accident. Someone's in an accident. They're incapacitated. The ability to have help to reach you, because it's still a part of the accident reporting process. It really is. So the type of injuries you have, the AI system also can determine, okay, does this person really and truly need an ambulance? So there's a part in it where the ambulance comes in. Well, I'm sorry. Say you forego the ambulance and you list the type of injuries that you have. The system then goes back and prompts you to select that ambulance again, because it thinks that based on the type of injuries you have, you need to have an ambulance to take you to the hospital.
But I just want help. I mean, you're.
An option is yours. It's always yours. So there's.
But I guess what I'm trying to clarify is quite simple. Was that just something as part of your pitch, or was it a real thing? Are you planning to have
It's a real thing.
A feature where if I meet in an accident and I'm conscious enough to go to the app and press the red button,
Right.
I will be rescued?
Most definitely.
Okay, that didn't quite come across, but yeah. Okay, thanks for the clarification.
I will look to have that improved.
All right, so the success rate of pressing 119
Yes, sir.
and getting a timely response.
Yes, sir.
What is your model around me getting a timely response when I press the SOS button and you reach out to an ambulance? And
Right. Okay, so the general idea of it is this. When someone dials 119, it goes to a switchboard, and then you have to choose the type of emergency that you have. Those are very, very valuable and vital seconds being wasted. With our app, you select that automatically. The moment you touch that button, it sends the prompts to the fire, alerts a nearby wrecker service. It also prompts an ambulance, as also the police. So you'll be getting everybody coming to your location with the exact location, coming to assist you at that point.
Right. And because I know one of the worries that I share with Deshant is the monetization. So
Right.
For having the app and the ability to call for help if I have an accident, do I have to pay you a subscription?
No, the owners will simply fall to the insurance company. These are just benefits or added benefits within the app from the insurance, offered through the app to the customer from the insurance
So the
company.
insurer has to be convinced that this is a feature they want a customer to have, and they'll pay you for the pleasure of it. Okay.
So where I was going with my question.
Sorry.
Sorry, man. No problem. Where I was going with my question is, I hear every day the police saying this station don't have any vehicle.
Right.
Right? And your value proposition is that a vehicle is turning up.
Yes.
All right. So help me.
All right. So in reality, in the case of emergency, the police is more there for security. But what we're really pushing for is the ability to have an ambulance come to your location.
Well,
if you
I'm
need
sure the same thing applies to
Same
an
challenge.
ambulance.
Same challenge applies.
All right. Well, if I may. All right. Stop. But there's a second. Because I did a deep dive. I had a total count of how many ambulance companies are actually available in Jamaica, and how many are owned by the government as well. We have over almost 400 ambulances within the actual space at any given time operating in Jamaica, and these are functional
On the road
ambulances,
or
wherever.
But you've got to sign them up.
Right.
You've got
Right, that's a subscription part of it. So what we're doing now is we're onboarding all these people. So for me, have some one person coming, two person coming, three person coming, others will see it and be inspired by it and come on as well. So that's the idea behind it.
Keen, I really liked the idea because
Thank
I
you so
think,
much.
and it's clear from your presentation that you're in the industry and you see the pains.
That is correct.
We see some of the pains from outside,
Right.
but it requires many stakeholders.
A lot.
A
It does.
whole lot of stakeholders
It does.
onto the app for
Right.
it to be successful.
That is correct. And to be honest, what I'm presenting now is the end goal. And I understand everything takes a process.
You have to include the police for the accident reporting.
Most definitely.
It's
And
a lot
there's
of
also an
stakeholders.
additional aspect to that. We're also working on design for the actual police as well, and one for the fire station.
So you have started all of that already.
We've started all that already.
So monetization though, because it's the
Right.
if the insurance company acquires this system for the benefit of their
Right.
members, then
Right.
the insurance company would have to pay you.
That
But
is
what's their
correct.
motivation?
Yeah.
All right, well,
Pay
my
for this
background is I was a police officer for 10 years. I worked in the traffic department. I'm now currently working in the insurance field. So I am an accident investigator. So I go out there every day and I see the shortcomings, I see the issues and all of that.
Right.
So based on that, that is the whole idea, which encompasses my experience from being a JSAF officer to an
If you
insurance
were an
investigator.
insurance company, how much would you pay you?
All right. And I think one of the most important, that's a very good question also, but one of the most important point is this. Fraud. They lose billions, what they estimate to be billions on an annual basis. I myself being in the field, I see how persons try to craft the actual system. So these are things that I've carefully thought about, put in place, and I think it's
Now I'm asking for a dollar value.
dollar
here.
value. All right, I mean, you're losing billions. You're losing billions
What would you
annually,
charge
collectively.
to your insurer per vehicle?
Per vehicle? All right, well, to be honest, I haven't really gone that far, but we're working on it as we speak.
I love your idea. Look, the concept is fantastic. Everything
Thank
is
you.
good.
Is a risk.
I love the concept, and I know you also shared in your deck that you've got the wireframes built. Also, you know the whole
Definitely.
process, etc. So you've
Right.
come quite a long way preparing this business already. Would you sell it for 100,000 US?
No, sir.
200,000 US? I'll buy it upfront. Fully.
Upfront?
Yeah.
You'll buy it upfront?
Yeah. The whole business.
Could we speak off air?
Nope.
No?
I like it like that.
You need me to help you?
You want to go and talk to the wall or something?
If you're actually serious, I am willing, but what I would love to be a part of it in some way. So even though I'm giving it up, it's my baby. So I still have to have some active role in its life.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
So he'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Okay,
right,
thank you.
thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Kino. Well, yeah. If it can fit into the vehicle parking.
It's a need.
Yeah.
It's a
You know, if
definite
you meet in an accident, and you know, I mean, I've been in accidents. If I could, because of the unreliability that you're highlighting, if I can be convinced that by pressing that red button on the app, I'm more likely to receive those services, I'm going to press it.
Yeah.
And when the police come, he can put the report in the app same
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
And then the insurance gets to claim everything. So the idea is very good. It's really requires a lot of thought.
But you're quite right. What you asked was that's
Too many stakeholders.
Too many people.
That's the risk.
We have the connections. We can actually talk to each one of them and bring them together and launch a generic application for the entire insurance industry.
Correct.
To collect data.
To collect data, yes, and to make sure a claim is a real claim. So that's really what he's selling as well. Is that look, I'm going to validate that it's a real accident and cut down on your fraud claims.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
All right. Well, started off a bit, nerves at the better of me at the beginning of it. As I progressed through it, I felt more comfortable. And the questions that came after the entire pitch also kind of solidified some things that may have been missed in the actual pitch itself. It was good. I think the reception from the judges were also very good. Looking forward to see what's coming next, and I'm really appreciative for the opportunity to be here and be a part of this whole selection process.
Next in Amber Group studio is Patrick Clark with his project Jam Mart Marketplace.
My name is Patrick Clark, and my business is Jam Mart Marketplace Limited, an e-commerce marketplace. So our business is essentially a platform made for Jamaicans, especially sellers and shoppers. So the problem with current e-commerce solutions in Jamaica is that they don't really have a Jamaican feel to them. So what we've done is we've created something tailored towards a Jamaican audience in order to make e-commerce simpler. The way I feel going into this pitch, a bit nervous and confident at the same time. So essentially I'm really excited about it.
Please help me welcome Patrick Clark with his project Jam Mart Marketplace.
Hello. I'm about to show you our solution for improving e-commerce in Jamaica. So Jamaican sellers normally face frustrations when they're using traditional e-commerce solutions such as Shopify or WooCommerce when they're setting up their store. And these problems can range from minor things such as numerous forms when setting up their online store or frustrations when they are trying to set up for multiple payment methods. And based on persons that we've talked to, this is a genuine problem. And for shoppers, Jamaican e-commerce normally means scrolling through WhatsApp and Instagram in order to find the product that they want or need. But these are not platforms that are designed for e-commerce. Using traditional e-commerce solutions is very hard to tailor it for a Jamaican audience. And shoppers, when they use it, they can experience a very subpar shopping experience and checkout process. So, we have a solution in order to fix this, and it is called Jam Mart, an e-commerce marketplace to revolutionize shopping and selling for Jamaicans. On our platform, registering your store is just one simple form, and sellers can add products to their store within 4 minutes. So it is a very quick process in order to register, and sellers don't have to worry about setting up payment methods such as credit card or link, since we've already done that. And for shoppers now, we've made the process easy for them in order to register and also to do checkouts. For shoppers, we have a special feature for them called Quick Purchase, which allows them to skip long forms entirely when they are registering their store, when they are checking out for a product.
That's nice.
So, who are our target markets? For sellers, we are targeting Jamaican MSMEs, entrepreneurs, online businesses, and for shoppers, we want to target social media users and regular online shoppers who normally use platforms such as Amazon in order to purchase products. So how are we different? On our platform, we believe in just simplifying things. So users who register on our platform, they just need one account. If you're a seller, you just need one account in order to register multiple stores on our platform. And in order to make the experience great for our users, communication is a great part of that. So in order to do that, we keep users up to date. We keep users up to date using SMS and WhatsApp in order to communicate their payment status and also the location of their packages. For sellers, we also do things such as allowing them to have multiple stores while also allowing for quick, simple deposits to their bank accounts. Sellers also have the option to link their social media to their stores in order to get more engagement from shoppers. So for our competition now, how do we plan to be competitive? We plan to essentially make up for other e-commerce platform shortcomings, especially in Jamaica. So we plan to do that mainly in terms of offering the best user experience and also making things simple for them. So our business model mainly focuses on the marketplace and retailer model. For marketplace, sellers who put products on their store and have a successful transaction, we take an 8% commission from that. And for the retailer model, it's when we set up our own stores on the platform and we get direct sales from the customer. And there's also the possibility for future growth for other business models. So for marketing and sales, we plan to use traditional and digital means. So we plan to do partnerships with local businesses, digital marketing, offering our own loyalty programs, and also use local advertising media such as newspaper and using television advertisements. So our team is a blend of both technical and business-related founders. So I lean more to the technical side in terms of software development. Joreen Anderson leans more to business auditing and also accounting, and Michael Hibbert is a mix of both worlds. So for our key metrics, it is mainly tied to user engagement and user growth on our platform. So we use a formula to calculate how much revenue we expect to make per user, and it's a conservative formula of saying 0.5% of users making a purchase of around $5,000 per day, and we take a commission from that. And these metrics that you see don't take into account profits from other business models such as retail or advertisement, just commissions. So with all businesses comes risks and challenges. For us, it's technology and security, compliance, and also every business needs to stay competitive. So how can we be helped? We would be greatly aided if we had marketing and advertising expertise. We would benefit from having a strong network of relevant businesses to partner with, also operational support, and legal and compliance support. So thank you all for listening. What we would like to do now is to essentially grow our platform, make partnerships, and become the chosen platform for e-commerce in Jamaica. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Quick question for you. First of all, congratulations. Looks like you've done a lot of work on your business already.
Yes.
This is phenomenal. You're not starting from scratch. You've done a lot of work. You've got some experience. What are the top 3 failures you've had so far?
I can't really point out any key failures, but I can point out challenges that we had. So the first challenge was registering our business. That took a lot of going to different people in order to get the documents that are needed. The second was registering our business bank account. So we went to different banks such as Sagicor, and eventually we landed on NCB and integrated their payment gateway. And a third challenge now is making our platform PCI compliant in order to make the platform more secure in order to process transactions.
No, you don't need to make your platform PCI compliant if you're using NCB's gateway. Another question, how many customers do you have at the moment, registered customers?
Currently, we don't have any registered customers because our minimum viable product, it is a high bar for us. So there's just some refinement that we have to do.
So you've not launched it yet?
It's online, but it's not officially launched. So we just have some more refinements to do, which would take a month or 2.
And how many sellers you have at the moment, contacted, discussed with, agreements you have in place?
We don't have any agreements with sellers right now, but we did some validation with sellers mainly through online forums. And the response for a product like ours is very positive.
Okay.
Patrick, tell me about you. What's your background? Is this your first business?
Background-wise, this is my first business. So I am a software developer by profession. This project right here, it essentially was birthed from having somebody ask me to make an e-commerce website for them. And what I created in 3 days really sparked me to create this, which is something I had on the back burner. But when I saw what I could do in 3 days, I said, yes, I can do this. So that's really what inspired me to start working on it now, especially since I consider e-commerce to be a growing industry in Jamaica.
Okay, yeah. Congratulations, Jam Mart. I noticed you didn't mention the local competitors, though.
The local competitors, I think that was grayed out on the slide. So local competitors include Carriage Shopper, Cool Market. There was one called One Basket, and there's Jamaica Classified Online. And we show the pros and cons of each platform and how we make up for the shortcomings of those platforms.
Okay, well, that would be great for you to tell us so you would differentiate from those local platforms. But
in terms of differentiation, so a lot of those platforms are made using generic e-commerce solutions such as Magento, WooCommerce, and others, and even Shopify. However, our software was made from the ground up, so we've taken out a lot of the roadblocks. Yes. So we don't ask users any irrelevant questions in order to get the transaction done. Because from what I've seen in Jamaica, when persons want to buy something, they have a lot of questions in the form that they have to answer, and we try to make the process as simple as them as possible. So
the biggest challenge of your business is to onboard sellers, onboard their products, onboard them to sell on your shop, and everybody's tried. It's a very difficult thing to do, to go door to door. What's your plan?
So we do want to use marketing to highlight some of the key points that other e-commerce solutions will lack. We do want to do some direct marketing to businesses and also partner with local businesses in order to essentially bring or encourage other sellers to be on the platform. And we also want to have our own stores on the platform to populate the site so that people can see, hey, there are a lot of things here. And in e-commerce, there's something called the chicken and egg problem. So sellers don't want to come onto a platform where there aren't any buyers, and buyers don't want to come onto a platform where nobody's selling. So that is also a problem that we hope to solve with using our retail model to bring products onto the platform so people can buy them.
All right. So, Patrick, I'm happy Dr. Brown asked you your background because you said you're a software developer. It comes across in your presentation. You were so unengaging. You're just reading the screen and just going through your pitch without engaging with your audience, right? As it relates to how you're going to differentiate Jam Mart from all the other marketplaces out there, and there are a lot of them, right? In terms of attracting, as Dushan said a while ago, in terms of attracting the merchants to your space, first and foremost, and then attracting the customers. You're going to have to do something about that, level of engagement. So that's just a comment, But as far as the business is concerned, you obviously have taken it, down the road in terms of conceptualizing and the development. But my primary challenge that I'm having now is how will you differentiate yourself from all of the other players out there? I'm just not seeing it.
Oh, you're not seeing it. So a lot of the differentiation really comes with using the platform. So it's mainly the ease of use and mainly for Jamaicans. So it really builds up upon, it really avoids a lot of the challenges for sellers that they face when setting up their e-commerce site. And for shoppers, it's a more pleasant experience than they would have anywhere. I have tried other e-commerce platforms.
So do I have to wait till I start using it to get that? Or will you tell me that and attract me?
In terms of marketing, we'd want to get users there and also use word of mouth marketing as well in order to entice persons to come on the platform. So it's really something that will take time, and we do have to build trust with our users. So it will be a process that takes time.
Okay, and outside of Patrick, who else is involved in this business?
Jareen Anderson, who mainly specializes in business auditing and accounting, and Michael Hibbert, who is a mix of business and technical. So he focuses a lot on networking and cybersecurity. So he's also an essential member of our team. So it's mainly the three of us.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so very much. Well done.
All right. Thank you.
I think, Michael, you picked up the right thing. The personality is something I'm a little concerned about, because if you can't go and sell, can't engage your customer, and can't wow them, how are you going to run a business? We need to help.
So it's interesting, comparing to sort of Rochelle. Her personality came out, right? She's not a technical expert, but she was very personable, very enthusiastic. Whereas Patrick is very technical, but
so maybe he should have listed that Hibbert not to come and do the pitch.
Maybe.
He's nervous.
Maybe.
I figure he's a little rough.
But I appreciate the fact that he at least he has the technical acumen, right?
He does have that.
Yeah, I did appreciate that.
Let's talk about the business by itself. It's already very saturated.
Yeah.
There are 6-7 big platforms
And
trying
8% at each trying. It's not going to work.
People are not willing to pay 3% charge for a credit card transaction.
They're not.
From the business perspective, how do you get them to pay 8% to you unless you have the firepower to buy in bulk from them, pay upfront, stock it, and then you're selling from that stock.
That's what Cool Market does. Yeah.
And that kind of a model also will need heavy amount of investment. You might need to kind of become a Amazon by yourself. You stock
have
everything,
your warehouse,
and you
everything.
supply everything.
Right. Yeah.
Then it would be viable. The space is already quite saturated in my view.
And to do the Amazon model is a big investment, because no longer is it just about a website. No, you gotta have physical warehouse space and workers to do the distribution. So how do you differentiate Jam Mart from all the others?
There's no differentiation. And in fact, other competitors of his are more differentiated because they're buying stock upfront and then selling from that stock that they own with a higher margin. So if we go to a merchant and say, you're going to pay 3.5%, 4% for the credit card, then you're going to pay me 8% of commission. The guy would say 12% is my entire margin.
Exactly. And it's small businesses who normally gravitate to small. I don't know. It's not enough.
It's not enough. Oomph. Cool. Thank you, gentlemen and lady.
So my pitch, I think it went well. It left a lot to be desired, in my opinion, but everyone said it went well, so I'll take their word for it. And I'm glad that I got the chance to participate.
We have come to the end of an exciting episode of the Amber UTech Launchpad pitching competition. Amber UTech Launchpad is committed to funding 100 startups in 1,000 days. And the fate of the entrepreneurs you saw today rests in the hands of our esteemed panel of judges. In the next episode, a new batch of entrepreneurs with groundbreaking tech innovation will take the stage, hoping to secure life-changing investments. Make sure you tune in to witness their journey and support the future of Jamaica's tech landscape. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Amber UTech Launchpad pitching competition.